Hello, welcome to more related concepts of calculating the GDP using the product approach. To know what is included in the gross domestic product, we need to know what a production boundary is. According to SNA 2008, the concept of production boundary is used to define economically productive activities and non-economic productive activities. So let's look at the productive activities that should be included in the production boundary. These are all goods and services sold at the market, own account production of housing services, production of goods for own final consumption like agricultural products, own account construction, production of services by paid domestic staff, breeding of fish in fish farms, processing of agricultural products, weaving cloth, dressmaking and making furniture, and supply of water. So whether something should be included in the production boundary or not is determined by whether there is any intervention of man in the economic activity or not. So for example, growing of fish in a fish tank would be included in the production boundary. However, the growth of fish without intervention of man is not included in the production boundary. We discussed in the earlier slide that the goods produced by households is included in the production boundary. However, the services performed by a member of a household for their own consumption are not considered as economically productive activities. Looking at a few examples, preparation of food for members of a household, looking after children, caring for the aged, are not considered as economically productive activities. So understanding what is included in the production boundary and what is not will help us understand the calculation of gross domestic product. In Sri Lanka, there are two methods used in the product method. So that is classification based on industrial origin and classification based on institutional sector. Here we have the classification based on industrial origin like agriculture, industry and services. What you see is a further subdivision of these three main sectors to 11 other subsectors. Classification based on institutional sector is the production that comes under non-financial corporation sector, financial corporation sector, the government sector, the non-profit institutions serving household sector, and the household sector. So going back to the production boundary, we know what economically productive activities are. So let's see what comes under non-economic productive activities. Non-productive economic activities are hidden economic activities and illegal economic activities. Hidden economic activities are legal economic activities not declared for tax purposes. Illegal economic activities are the production and distribution of goods that are forbidden by law. There are productive activities that are not recorded in GDP. These are unpaid household work, freely obtained natural resources grown without the intervention of man, education and leisure, and change in the value of resources due to natural growth or change in prices. Let's look at the non-productive transactions excluded in GDP. That is, they are not recorded in GDP. These are non-productive market transactions, transfer payments, transactions relating to financial papers, and transactions relating to second-hand goods. When estimating the value of GDP using the product method, various prices exist. That is the basic price, producer's price, and purchaser's price. The basic price is what the producer receives when the product is ready for sale. So basic price is producer's price minus net taxes on products. Net taxes on products is taxes on products minus subsidies on products. Producer's price is the price paid by the retailer. So producer's price would be basic price plus taxes on products minus subsidies on products. So the retailer will bear taxes on the products and benefit from the subsidies. The purchaser's price is the price paid by the consumer. So the purchaser's price would be producer's price plus trade margin charged by intermediaries, transport costs, any value-added taxes on products charged from consumers minus subsidies provided. How do we get GDP at market price? That is gross value added plus net indirect taxes. Gross value added will be at basic price. Now we move on to the GDP deflator. GDP deflator is a ratio between GDP at current prices and GDP at constant prices. The GDP deflator is used to measure inflation. Now let's see how we get net domestic product from gross domestic product. NDP is GDP minus capital consumption or depreciation. Let's look at another concept, GDP per capita. That is the GDP per person. GDP per capita is GDP divided by mid-year population into 100. Net national income is gross national income minus depreciation. Gross national income is gross domestic product plus net primary income from abroad. I do hope you understood the concept of GDP using the product approach. Stay tuned for more. Bye.